Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to a video with this scruffy thing. This is my work attire from my Corona Couture. This is how I'm working from home. Since I'm doing that, I also realized that although I'm actually up to date with March of the Writers on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, I haven't done much here on YouTube. And I saw Steve Donahue's and a couple of other people who are joining in, and I think it's irresponsible for me to not show this wonderful, I don't know, this is like a geeky hobo look I'm going for. A fellow author from Australia called me a bogan, which is like, an Australian redneck, and I think I'm pulling it off pretty nicely. Anyways, I haven't done videos for March of the Writers for whatever the reason. The thing is that obviously time is scarce lately. Although I'm working from home, the last 3 days specifically have been pretty intense in terms of me just catching up with everything and doing all the work that's coming through, because a lot of people have emergencies in terms of communications and stuff like that. It's not really an emergency. I work in advertising. Um, my sincere thanks to everyone who's in the front lines in terms of working in healthcare, working in maintenance, and people who trash people and people who are still helping us get groceries and stuff like that. Thank you, seriously. Um, I've been in my apartment since Thursday. I'm only slightly stir crazy, but it's just something that first off, it makes sense, and second off, it's a time to not think about oneself and be a bit more um, cooperative with the situation. I've read information about social distancing, and I've seen it as was one of the best means of handling the situation. A lot of people think this is still bullshit. I don't know what the hell they're watching and what world they're living in. There's people enjoying spring break, and if Corona happens, dude. Which I think is irresponsible, asinine, and fucking stupid. And, ooh, I said a swear word. I'll edit that out. Or I'll bleep it. I'll bleep it. I can find a bleep. Anyways, March of the Writers. Let's get to it. I'm going to catch up. It is March 18th. So this is going to be a longer video. My apologies for that. But it is what it is. Steve did wonderfully, as he always does with his videos. He's a cool guy. Much respect in terms of who and how he is. So by all means, I'll put the link down below because he caught up first, and I'll actually link to a couple of other people. And thank you for everyone who's doing it. The names escape my mind because it's been a long day. I've done I don't know how many translations in one day. And the other people who have done it are people that I'm new to, that I actually got to meet or got to interact with in the last 6 days. And seriously, there's only so much bandwidth that my brain can handle today. Anyways, this is March of the Writers. I did a video where I explained each of the prompts. Right now, I'm just gonna go rapid fire. For March the 1st, it was the prompt was hello, my name is JD Estrada. I'm a Puerto Rican indie author based in Atlanta. I work in advertising, but more on that later. And yeah, I'm your scruffy friendly neighborhood JD Estrada. I've been at this booktube thing for a hot minute, and pretty much this is what you're gonna get. Minimal editing. I have no time to dedicate to editing because this is not gonna be my main source of income or anything. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not sexy enough. I'm not sassy enough. I'm just me. I'm just a random guy. So, in terms of the writing nook, right now it's a mess. I will look for pictures that I put up on Instagram and place them here. See, I have learned to edit somewhat. Somewhat. For March the third, oh Lord, for March the third, I actually put two car options, and I actually asked people to see what they thought. First option was Herbie the Wonder Bug. Um, uh, if I were a car, I think I would be Herbie because he's a smart ass beetle. And the second car was the Condor Man car. If you've never seen the movie Condor Man, check to see if it's on Disney Plus, and if it is, check it out. It's a wonderful B movie that I grew up with, and it's awesome. It's off the hook. Number four is actually business card, and that one I actually can show you. So, this is my business card. I try to keep it simple. Being a multi-genre author, I don't want to double down in terms of the image of anything. I write urban fantasy, middle grade fiction, middle grade fantasy, poetry, nonfiction. I have a special project called Blank Comics. Let me see if I have a copy. I do have a copy. I'm really proud of this project, even though it hasn't taken off. This is Blank Comics. Basically, as a storyteller, I'm blind, and I ask people to show me the story. So basically, I give you what appears in all the panels. I design the panels and the dialogue and the actions and whatnot, and you help me see the panels. I do that for a couple of reasons. I could explain that more in depth than I will. I'm in a chatty mood. I do that for two main reasons. First off, to help aspiring artists or artists of any age get out of a funk, have inspiration, and possibly get something for their portfolio. That's the first one. A second one is to promote tolerance of points of view. If you've seen people lately on social media, in the last couple of years, the tolerance of different points of view is not something that's wildly popular. And the thing is that if I ask you to draw a car, and I asked five other people, you're going to get six different cars. And who's right? Everyone. And it's just an invitation to be more tolerant of people's points of views. Anyways, I ramble. Published works. I can show you my published works. I'm actually short on, and I'm gonna leave it like that, so raw. My first novel is Only Human. This is the sequel, which is Shadow of a Human. This is my bilingual collection, which has essays, short stories, and poetry in English and Spanish. It's called 2020. This is my middle grade short story collection, The Daydreams on the Sherbet Shore. And it also includes... come on, cooperate. I'm going to leave this here so that you have a proper idea of what I do with my channel. I keep it raw. You also have drawings. This is Given to Fly. This is my middle grade fantasy about a boy, 11-year-old boy who moves into a new house and realizes there's no magic in that house for one good reason. It lives two doors down. This is Peace, Love, and Mockery Rolls. This is my nonfiction nonfiction guide to creative kindness. A lot of people think that there's only one way to be kind. I strongly disagree with that. This is for writing out loud. It is a collection of nonfiction essays which come from my blog, but rather than make my life easy and just copy and paste the things, I copy pasted, curated, organized things in topics, and basically rewrote all the blog posts. And it's a chunker. It's not huge, but I thought I was going to get that done in like a week. Not so. Roulette of Rhymes. So my latest poetry collection. It actually includes an 800-line poem, kind of Lovecraftian. It's called The Madness of Jonathan J. George. This is Dark Strands. This is me trying to be Edgar Allan Poe-ish. Short book, but I pushed for it to be something kind of special. Between the Tides, and by the way, this picture, I did take it. My first poetry collection, actually, I was encouraged by a really good friend. She was like, you really should. I'm like, I don't know if I should publish poetry. She was like, yes, you should. Do it. So thank you, Karen. Black Tie Affair. This is my love letter to Charles Bukowski. It's the only poetry collection with adult language. Pensando en Metáforas is my Spanish poetry collection, and Captured Moments is another poetry collection. Only Human is the only one I don't have here. I did show you the Blank Comics, Rain Dead, but so you have a closer look. Blank Comics. So those are my published works. It is 15 books in total. Many more in the works, and since I'm self-quarantined, I'm getting some time to work on more stuff. So expect more stuff from yours truly. Number 6, how does writing feel? It has so many emotions and so many feelings. But for me, it's just it's making a jigsaw puzzle out of my soul and just me deciphering who I am and truly getting to know myself. It's a very um, it's a very liberating experience. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't bullshit, and I'm pretty honest with how I write. I might have a typo, I might have a mistake, but it's everything's very genuine, and I'm really proud of that. So yeah, uh, I feel like part mad scientist, part exorcist, part mirror psychologist, a lot of things. Next up, for March 7th, the question was home is, and home is. I actually shared a video of a song that I did, and it's on this channel. It's called "Home Is a Wave." Just so I don't give a typical answer. Obviously, home is family. Home is my loved ones. Home is my wife, my mom. You know, rest in peace, Mama. Cheers, Mama Estrada. Um, Home is where you feel complete and when you feel at ease. And honestly, quite often, home is a wave for me. Number 8, boxing ring walk. If I came into the ring and I wanted to psych myself and my opponent out, I would walk in with Blood by Pearl Jam. I was throwing around a bunch of songs, but that one is actually the one that I think captures the essence of who I would be as a fighter or who I would aspire to be as a boxer. Boxer or MMA martial artist, I don't know. I don't know what if I would have gone either route. I don't know. I love boxing, but it's been years since I seen many fights. Lately, I've seen a couple more, but since I dropped HBO because I had to cut costs and stuff like that, I haven't been watching as much. For X or Y reason, because I love the sport, and when I see a really good fight, I love it. For March the 9th, writing influences. So many. The list is really, really, really ridiculous. So if I had to choose one, I would say Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman and J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling, I read Harry Potter when I was in my 20s. I'm a late Ravenclaw, a late Harry Potter bloomer, but it made a really huge difference in my life. I'm ever so appreciative for those books. I still read them today. I'm gonna be 40 in August, and they still hit home. As for Neil, Neil does not care what the rules are, and he's gonna break all of them, and I love that. He's also someone I would love to share a beer with and just chat with. Just it's not someone that I aspire to be, but it is someone. He is someone that I really wish I could write something, and if he read it, that he enjoyed it. Just to give a little bit back, his works mean a lot to me. I think he's brilliant, and I think he's a nice guy, and that's a really good combination, if you ask me. Um, March 10 was pet peeves. There are so many, but I hate it when people use a microwave at an office, and then they don't stop it or reset it, and they leave like a second or 6 seconds or some stupid shit like that. It's like, dude, click reset. When they leave the Keurig pods, by nature I don't like what a Keurig pod is and how much it you know it pollutes unnecessarily. It's just a very wasteful item, and I'm not a fan of that. Plus, people leave their little paws after they use it because they're that damn lazy. It's like, dude, seriously. I hate people who litter, but I can't call that a pet peeve. I can say it's something that aggravates me. People who switch lanes without using their turn signal, it's like, asshole, there's a turn signal there, so you could use it. Um, Upcoming events. Steve, when he was talking about this, had a great point. I had no idea this was gonna go down when I was doing the prompts for March of the Riders. Um, I was gonna go to JordanCon, and it has been officially canceled. I'm still scheduled for the Puerto Rico Comic Con. I don't know if that's gonna go down or not. I haven't bought airplane tickets, but I have paid for my booth. I don't know. It's gonna be really touch and go what I do in terms of that event. I really want to go. It's home. Um, but I don't know. We'll see how this situation develops because I don't think it's gonna be fixed in 2 or 3 weeks, man. But that's me, and I'm not being pessimistic. I think I'm actually being optimistic. Some people are talking about November and December for things to return to some type of normalcy. I don't know. We can talk about that later. So that's 12 creature comforts. Man, the ability to warm tea whenever the hell I want. That is a beautiful, wonderful, sensational thing. Um, it just makes me happy. My phone, it is highly addictive. I'm recording this on my phone, but it is a creature comfort, and it lets me do a lot of things that otherwise I could not be able to do. March 5th, March 13th, 5 books in my TBR. I put them back. Uh, I'm gonna put the pictures from Instagram just to make my life easier. So, March 14 is Claim to Fame. I'm not most well known for this channel or my books. I'm probably best known for being a sock aficionado, loving tea, and being the most well known indie author, Puerto Rican indie author, banana secret agent there is with Double O Bananas. I'm gonna include a small clip here because since this is already so damn long, why not include another clip? So, a little Double O Bananas. Aha, welcome back. For March 15, behind the pen name. Um, Pen name J.D. Estrada. You have to read this in Spanish. J de Estrada, meaning La J de Estrada, meaning Estrada's J. For as long as I live, and even though mom is not in this physical plane, I shall always be a mama's boy. My author name is a tribute to mom because I shall always be her little J. She will always be my mama. March 16th, writing playlist. I actually have a March of the Writers playlist. If you have some tracks that you'd like to recommend for me to include in that list, just put them down in the sexy comment section down below. Also, going to include playlists for here on YouTube and on Spotify because I'm in a generous mood apparently. No, I just love sharing the wealth, and I've always been really proud and happy to share music, and you'll hear a bit more about that in two prompts. Uh, March 17, writer quirks. So, if I write poetry, I use this, a pencil. If I write nonfiction or short stories, I use this, a black or blue pen. And if I write novels or other types of fiction, it's going to be red ink. Why? I don't know why. If I run out of ink, it's not like, oh, I can't write. It's just something that gets me in the mindset. It's not a prerequisite or mandatory. It's just something that I enjoy. And yeah, that I also use index cards, either small ones or large ones, legal pads, or even post-its, depending on what I'm writing. If I want something short and direct, I'll use something small. If I want something long-winded and very, very developed, I'm going to use a legal pad for obvious reasons. And finally, March 18th. And I'm actually going to do March 19th because I'm probably going to post this on March 19th. March 18, first job. My first job was at a record store called Discomania in Plaza Las Americas in Puerto Rico. Um, it was a cool job for the most part. I can't say I enjoyed the way that I was terminated from that job, but I can say that it's a good story, and that if you're ever curious to see what happened when someone fired me from that first job, by all means ask in the comment section down below, or if I'm on a live panel or something, sneak that question in. I'm often in on live panels, so keep an eye out on Instagram or Twitter to see when I go live. Um, and finally, March 19th, things that make you happy. There are many things that make me happy. Um, Friends, family make me happy. Writing makes me happy. When I get a good writing, it makes me happy. A good wave makes me happy. Music makes me happy in all the ways. Either me playing and singing it, or listening to music makes me happy. A new music makes me happy, as in musical discovery, and it's something that's actually very, very near and dear to me. Good food, good drink, good conversation makes me happy. A lot of things a lot of things make me happy. I had to think that one through. Um, and comments make me happy, and also subscribes and people who ring the bell notification. So do all those things and make me happy. You can also pick up my books. There's 15 books, as I mentioned, and I think people are going to be stocking up on their TBR. So by all means, support my writer journey. I'd appreciate it. If you hate what I write, by all means, leave a review. If you love it, I would really love a review as well. And yeah, March 19th, let's leave it here. So thank you for joining me. By all means, join the March of the Writers. You can do it here. You can do it on Twitter. You can do it on Instagram. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it wherever. If you tag me, it's going to be easier for me to share. I'm trying to share everyone's posts on social media platform that they're sharing. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it, because I've been able to see people that have connected because of March of the Writers, and that's a pretty cool win for me. So that's it. Thank you. This is a long ass video. Let's see how I do with editing. So till next time, peace, love, micro rolls, march on, and please stay safe.